What's up, guys? This is Kephas. That's really weird. It's kind of dumb. Why do you need a cage inside a building? I don't know. Whatever. I never thought about that before either. I need to quit thinking. Thinking is making me think too hard about this game. I've never been more engaged in my life. Look at these items. So one of the things that I'm going to be missing when I go back to Classic is the yellow outline around my objectives. Man, that's going to be one thing that I'm going to miss. Because I remember when those were added, it made it so much easier for me to find my quest objectives. And they even put it around farming nodes, which made farming even easier as well. So just a little bit of time that I went back and played on the beta, like during the stress test, that was the first thing that I realized. I was like, oh crap, I forgot. So there are definitely going to be things that the new game has added that makes things a little bit easier that I'm going to miss for sure. Is it going to stop me from playing it? Absolutely not. But man, that's definitely one of those things because I never really think about it until until it's gone. It's like one of those things that you never realize you miss it until it's gone. So, but yeah, we're gonna keep going here, and I don't know what else I'm gonna miss. What do you guys, when you go back to playing Classic, if you're gonna go play, what is one thing that you're gonna miss? I'm not saying that let's talk about what they should change and add, but what is something that you're going to miss? That's definitely one of mine. I want to miss that. I'm going to miss. Jeez, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm sure there will be a point where I'll miss some of the, streamlined aspects of the game when I'm having a hard time, adjusting to the old game. I'll probably miss the panels, some of the newer panels, like the mount panel and the pet panel. I'll probably miss that. I'll probably miss pet battling to a degree. And if there are certain mods that don't get put in, I'm sure I'm going to miss those, depending on how much people decide to update their mods. But yeah, there are going to be certain things that I'm going to miss. I'm going to miss the new character models for sure, and I'm going to miss some of the newer races. I'll certainly miss a couple of the classes. So there are certain things that the new game has offered that I will certainly miss. Not saying they should add them. I'm happy to have an authentic old school experience. One of the things that I think is interesting that people have been talking about, though, is will they add, so when they add Classic, they'll have Classic and then they'll have the retail or the new game or whatever. Will they start adding more content to Classic? How will they handle that? And I think it's one of those things that I'm sure people have lots of different opinions on. But a lot of times people look to RuneScape for stuff like this. And RuneScape's a game that I've never played, but I've heard a lot about it. I know that RuneScape kind of had a very similar situation that WoW had. Where am I doing? Let me hang on a second. I need to figure this out. I think I got to go. Okay, Tigers and Young Panther. Okay, so we got to go back there. All right, I think I'm fine. Oh, wait. Is this one I can turn in? Nope. Thought there was one I could turn in. Anyways, okay, it's fine. Probably gotta take that back up there to the camp. It's fine. Okay, so anyways, I don't even remember what I was talking about. What do you think? So yeah. So when they go back and they add in the old stuff and you've got two simultaneous versions of WoW running, will it stop with Classic and that's it? So when we get to Encourage, we get to all the content. Is that going to be it? Are they done? Or will they start adding more content? So there's a couple of ways they could go about it. People have suggested. They could do the old school RuneScape thing, which is a pretty interesting concept, where what old school RuneScape does is... Wait a minute. Oh, I forgot I got that little guy. Gotta feed him. Him's so cute. Look at him. I got distracted. Okay. So what old school RuneScape is, when they released RuneScape, that's what I was talking about. Jeez, I am so sorry. When they released RuneScape, people didn't like the updates, and so a lot of people were wanting the old school version of the game. So they made old school RuneScape, and I think old school RuneScape has more players than the later version of RuneScape. Not to say that there aren't people playing the later version of RuneScape. There certainly are. But there are just more people that like the old school version. And so what the developers started doing is they started making content for the old school version. And it's been pretty interesting. So there are 2 versions of RuneScape that you can play that are being updated, are given new content, and, everyone's happy. So it makes me wonder if Blizzard will do something similar. Maybe they'll start to iterate on old school WoW, Classic or whatever, and they'll start adding new content. Who knows? Or will they just add more expansions? That's another option, because there are other versions of the game. It'll be interesting to see. I honestly think, that my opinion on this is, I think that the thing that I've come to realize, because you've got people who have different preferences now, and they fight over which is better, and I've always said it's pointless to fight over which is better, because it's pure preference. Some people just prefer a more tedious, grindier experience. I would say that a lot of people do. It's been pretty vocal. I think we've come to the point where WoW feels like 2 different games, and from old WoW to new WoW. And I think that there are people that prefer the old game, and there are people that prefer the new game. And rather than taking one and making it the other, maybe we're at a point where there needs to be 2 different versions of WoW. One that caters to the old style preferences. So, no Dungeon Finder, no Cross Realms, gear that you earn through currency. Just all the things that people keep saying that they want. Maybe have a version of WoW like that runs, and then have the more streamlined version that we have today. And rather than pitting those against each other and telling each other that, you're dumb because you like a version that I don't like, and obviously my version is superior, and it's all down to preference, maybe you just have two versions of the game, and you have 2 audiences. Because people say, it'll divide the community. It's like, man, the community is already divided. I was going to say dividend. There is nothing you can do about that. There are people that already prefer one version over another, and a lot of those people leave. WoW's population is a shell of its former self. And so when you start to, I don't think that you can make a version of the game that caters to everyone. I just don't think you can. I've racked my mind around figuring out how you do that, but the 2 versions are just so different from one another that I don't think that you can. So the best thing to do is, maybe the best thing to do, I don't know, is to make 2 different versions. And then everybody wins. You have a version that for everyone. I think that's the best way, if you're, a lot of times, this is a mistake that a lot of companies make. They want to get everyone's money, which is fine, right? You want to get everyone's money. Well, then make 2 different games. What the mistake that a lot of companies make is they want to make one game that appeals to everyone, and you just can't do that. You can't make one game that appeals to everyone because people have radically different tastes. But what you can do is, as a company, you can make multiple games and make each of them appeal to everyone. And that way, you're getting everyone's money. So if some people are subscribing for old WoW, and other people are subscribing for new WoW, you're still getting people subscribing. Who cares what they're playing? As long as they're happy and as long as they're subscribing, you're getting their money. And that's the way that you got to think about it. Now, of course, there's there's costs for maintaining all that stuff and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but I mean, shoot. You think about, vanilla WoW. You think about what their target was. How many people they wanted to reach back in the day. How much it cost them, to do that. They made way more money than they were spending. They got over 200,000 people, I think, from the start, and that was it blew their minds. They never thought the game would reach those heights right off the bat, and the game went far beyond that. So, I mean, if your game has regularly hundreds of thousands of people playing it, chances are you're probably making a profit. I don't know the math. I don't know how it works. But I can't help but think that would be the case. I don't know. I really don't. I'm just assuming. But yeah, I don't know. I just think there are other MMOs that have very small populations in comparison to even current WoW or old WoW that are still being maintained and are making money for their companies. So it doesn't take as many as you would think. It doesn't have to be 10 million players to be profitable. Now, the problem, of course, comes in when these companies are ran by people that don't just want to make more money, they want to make all the money. And when that's the case, of course, yeah, I guess that does become a problem. But again, when you cater to more people by having more games rather than just like when you think about it, that's what the BattleNet is. Like I give them credit, Blizzard, because they've tried to make a number of different games that more people are going to want to play. And each of Blizzard's games is very different from the other. I mean, you've got WoW, you've got Diablo, you've got Hearthstone, you've got Heroes, you've got StarCraft, and you've got Overwatch. And each of those games is very different from the other. And in theory, it hasn't worked out completely for all those games because, again, one of the problems is they have the same mentality for all those games. It's like we have different types of games, but we're trying to appeal to the same audiences for all of them. So what you end up doing is just cannibalizing your own player base. Like you gotta have. It's not just the type of game. I mean, there are people like me that play all types of games. A lot of gamers do. I'll play an FPS as much as I'll play an MMO, and then I'll turn around and play Diablo. I mean, I'll play all of those. But what it is that appeals to some people isn't just the type of game, the genre. It's the level of difficulty or the level of investment that the game has, and how engaging that game is for people. So that's a big factor. When all of your games are less engaging, they're targeting one specific group of people, you're not going to make money that way. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know by clicking that like button. And feel free to share it with your friends so they can enjoy it as well. Don't forget, you can subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to be notified as soon as new videos are posted. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and if you'd like, you can support this channel on Patreon. Links to all of this can be found in the description below. This is Kephas. Until next time.